It's Adam Zuick he's the captain of the Blue Man Group, coming to the fabulous Fox. And first off, I only read a little bit. I'm a newbie, never seen the show.
Okay. All
I
right.
know. So I'm kind of excited about this. Um, but I did read a lot about it, and they've been with it since what, 2013?
That's correct. Yeah, I auditioned in 2012, and I've been a Blue Man full time since 2013. Yeah.
I have to ask you, so did you tell your parents, you're like, hey, guys, like, when I grow up, I want to be a blue man? Well, you're so young, you probably went, when I grow up, I want to be a blue man.
Yeah. Truthfully, no. It was just kind of a random audition I went to. I saw that they were auditioning in New York. I moved there to pursue acting. I used to do musical theater and different straight plays and things prior to Blue Man, and saw that they were auditioning, saw that they needed a certain, height and build and musical background, character acting. Kind of fit all of my different things, and decided to give it a shot. And I kind of was like you, that I didn't really know much about Blue Man when I first auditioned for it. And so I was in for a world of weird, quirky things that I did not know what was going on. And it's such a wonderful, incredible, different show. It sucked me in, and I've been doing it for 9+ years now.
It's funny because when I was reading a little bit about it, and I went, I can't believe I haven't seen this, because I can't imagine doing a whole show where you don't speak. There's music, so you're
Yep.
expressing yourself all through visual, through eye contact, because you connect to the audience,
Yep.
movement, dancing. For me, I use my voice as a living. How was that as an actor? That could have been, I mean, I would have been stressed out.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of those things. I used to sing bass for a lot of shows,
Well, you have
and
a
a
very
lot of
good low voice, I could tell.
thank you. A lot of radio personalities, and also my friends that have heard me sing were very disappointed that I was no longer going to be using my voice. But I love it. I personally, it takes, of course, a little bit to get used to, but there is so much that can be said just with eye contact and nonverbal communication. In fact, you sometimes can learn more about a person through that than you can through words, because people can, of course, tell you whatever they want. They can say things that are not true, but if you're looking at them in the eye, you can see kind of exactly what's going on.
So
And so
true.
it's one of those things that it's a very basic form of communication, but also kind of the most intimate form of communication. And I really love the fact that the Blue Men don't speak through words, and that they use other means to communicate. And it also creates a different environment where the people of the audience get to kind of determine what's going on. So each person can have an individualized opinion of what's going on and what the story is, because they can read it slightly different than other people. And so it doesn't tell you exactly what's happening. You kind of figure it out on your own.
Do you have a story that you kind of are going by, or is it something like you have an idea and it's three of you, and the three of
Yep.
you kind of interpret it your own way, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of have our own story, and of course, throughout the show, there are different pieces that kind of have different ebbs and flows of story, different things we're trying to accomplish, maybe with the audience or with a musical piece. But again, it's kind of up to interpretation, and that's the fun of it. There are some people that come to the show, and they will audibly kind of be telling the person next to them, like, "This is what's happening," or
Oh, I kill him.
"That blue man's mad," or like whatever. And those are really funny. We get a kick out of that. But it
That's
is kind
funny.
of different for each person,
Yeah.
kind of determining what they think we're kind of portraying. And yeah, that's the fun of it, is each person gets to individualize it. It is different for each person, and of course the experience every night is different from night to night, because we do different things, and we go into the audience, and the audience is always different, and they're going to respond differently to us. And there's a lot of interaction between us and them, not only in their space and our space, but we also bring them into our space. And so we have different members of the audience help us with different things on stage. And it's a lot of fun to have those experiences. It's our favorite part of the show, when we get to bring an audience member up on stage, and they get to have no idea what's going on and just get to kind of improv with us. And it's a lot of
I
fun.
love it. I did a lot of improv. I love improv. I love breaking the fourth wall. That's what they call it when you talk
Yep.
straight to the audience. And the thing I read somewhere, and it might have been an interview that you said, and it really just excited me because it said it gives people when they see it the understand that you can be childlike, you can be silly. Because I do things all the time, just me being me, where I'll go in an elevator and turn my back to the door and just talk to people and look at them just for fun.
Yep.
People
Yeah.
don't know how to do that, like I have no problem with, but that's 99.9% of the people don't do that. And
Yep.
is that, I mean, if somebody's walking away, is that one of the main things to do, kind of free people up when they watch it?
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I think the Blue Men are so childlike and fun and curious, and vulnerable, and they don't have any kind of they're not worried about what people think about them. They're just doing, and it's a very childlike thing. A child doesn't really care what random person on the street thinks about them, but they will say things or they'll do things because it's fun, or discovering things for the first time. And that's what the Blue Man kind of tries to recreate and create an environment where not only can we have that, but also the audience hopefully has that same experience where they're up dancing and messing around and doing these things that they normally wouldn't do on a day-to-day basis, and hopefully feel comfortable doing that in a giant group of our audience members with us, because we've created a space that they feel like it's a safe space where they can do whatever. They can enjoy, they can dance, they can groove to the beat, all of these things that normally maybe they would feel self-conscious about or whatever. Hopefully we kind of break them free of that, and they can just be childlike and have fun.
See, I would have a hard time because it's going to be very hard for me because I'm going to watch and I'm going to be sitting in my seat going, I want to go up there and just go on there. And
Yeah.
no, got to let the people that don't normally go on there, let them go on, the ones that might be shy, because they need it a
Exactly.
little bit more, And
Yep.
do you think that's part of the reason of its longevity? Because late 80s, I want to say it started, right?
Yeah. Over 30 years. Yeah.
Wow. Do you ever talk to the original Blue Man? Do you ever meet them?
I met one of them. Yes, I
Wow.
met one of them. Maybe I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago in Orlando. I did the show. We used to have a show at Universal Studios in Orlando, and so I did that show for like 6 or 7 years. And one of the original guys, Matt, he came out and saw the show with his family, and I got to chat with him for a brief period of time, and he just enjoyed it and loved it, and it was super fun talking with him. But yeah, the other guys I haven't had to be able to talk with them or anything like that. But the fun thing is a lot of the guys that I work with and have worked with have been around for 20 plus years.
Are they different
So
musicians? Because I know that. So you guys are the same right now in this. So, but are they different musicians as you go from town to town?
no, so our musicians, all of our company that are part of the show and our like crew, we travel, I think 26 people total. And so we
That's
have two
actually
different buses.
small when you think about it.
It is small, yeah. If you
Yeah.
think about like Annie or something like that, where they're touring probably that many cast members, and then on top of that, crew members and all of that. Yeah, it's a relatively small group of people for a touring company. And then we have locals that also help us set up the stage, break down the stage, run the show. But all of the people you'll see on stage, the Blue Men, the band, our local or our crew members, our stage manager, all of those people tour with us. And they're part of our national tour.
I would think it would make it almost that you're closer because there's a smaller group, because you do get close when you're touring with companies.
Totally. I mean, yeah, the Blue Men, there's a total of 4 on the tour. So we get very, very close. And then band members, there's a total of 3. So there's a total of 7 performers that you'll see on stage. So it's a very, very small group of people, especially for a theatrical show. And so, yeah, we do get very, very close. And of course, when we finish the show, we're loading into the next city, we're on the bus together, and we spend that whole time hours and hours on the bus together, and then we're at the show, and like there's a lot of time with each other, and we get very close and know each other very well. It's a lot of fun.
Do you have siblings?
I do have siblings. Yeah, I have an older brother and a younger brother.
So they're probably like going, man, he's quiet. Well, that's what mine would be saying. But this is like an extension of, you're already used to having the two brothers.
Yeah.
And so it's like having a couple more brothers, I would think.
Yeah. Oh,
Plus a
totally.
whole other family, as I call it. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
how do
We're
you
all one
become
big family.
captain? Like, like, is it like an airline or a ship? How do you become
Yeah.
captain?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I mean, I think over time, I mean, I've been working for the company for 9 years or so, and they have kind of seen how I interact with people and how I deal with situations. And I think over time, I just kind of, showed them the different traits that they want in a captain. Really, a captain, all a Blue Man captain does, so that people know, is, I make the schedules for the week, so I create who's doing what show and things like that, make sure everything's even. And then also I'm just kind of the communicator, making sure that like the Blue Men, the performers are happy,
Mm-hmm.
and that not only that, but are also doing the show well. So I show watch the show and make sure that the show is running smoothly and that everything's working. And if there's something that needs to be changed, I'm kind of the person that kind of heads that. And then also I'm just kind of the communicator between the Blue Men and the higher ups, so the managers or the directors. I kind of have communication with them. They kind of send stuff down through me, and then I'm able to tell our Blue Men what's going on.
So that
But
you
on
basically
stage and
added
everything
3
with the same.
jobs. You've added 3 jobs to your.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it, because I enjoy making sure that everyone's doing well, and I like to be that person to help out with those things, and create an environment of fun, because that's what our show is. And if we're having that on stage and we're not having that off stage, then maybe I can help in some way to make it better. So I'm happy to be in that role.
Have you been to St. Louis before? I'm sure you have. Maybe
I
not.
think I've only been once. My cousin used to play professional baseball. He just retired, but he retired as well. The last season that he was pitching, he was on the Cardinals, and so I went to the last game. Yeah,
You got to go to the last game of the Cards. Let's go Cards.
yeah,
That's awesome. Wow.
it was great. Yeah, that was
That's
like
very cool.
2 years ago or something. Yeah.
So is this, so have you been to the Fox though?
I have not. No.
Oh, Adam, you've been to a lot of theaters. When you see
Yes.
the fabulous Fox, you will be blown away.
Oh, I'm so excited.
It's just, when it's, think about the history of it, and everywhere you look, it's something different. You're just going to be blown away. I'm so excited for you to see it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the show. I do have a question.
Sure.
One thing that, well, I have 2 questions. One is, I'll start with the one that maybe you don't get a lot of. What was the one thing that's negative that happened? Something where it made you think, gosh, do I really want to go on? And maybe there wasn't anything. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Were you scared at one point? I mean, was there anything where you went, "Oh my gosh, what am I doing?" Or,
Yeah. That's tough. I mean, I always am totally ready to do the show. There have been things that have happened during the show that I've been a little like, oh, that didn't go as well as it could have. I remember like one woman we brought up on stage, and of course, we would never know that this is a thing, but one woman we brought up on stage, we're interacting, it's all going well, and then we brought out something and startled her, and she got like very scared.
Oh,
like
no.
out of nowhere, just like terrified.
Right.
And we were like very cautious, like, are you okay? And like wanted to make sure. And she was like, I'm out of here. she got out of the stuff and like walked off the stage. And then, we ended up finishing the number with another woman that we brought up on stage. It was fine, but it was one of those things. I was like, is there anything we could have done to like know that she was going to be? Of course, we're not here to scare people.
No.
In any way, we're here to have a good time. And she was having a wonderful time. And truthfully, I think she went back into the audience and enjoyed the rest of the show.
If that's the worst out of all these years, I mean, that's like nothing.
It's not too bad. Usually we're very, we can kind of tell how people are feeling about things and we're just here to have fun. And if someone's not having fun, then we try and find something else that makes them have fun. And if that means kind of ignoring them, then we'll ignore them.
Right.
And so, yeah, we're just trying to make sure people have a good time, whatever that means to each individual person. And we're excited to do that for the next couple of weeks until the show closes.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. And if there was one sentence, because I know one of the things that I had read was, um, kind of that you bring a sense of community with the fun, and we need that so much right now. We're such a
Yeah.
divided. We need entertainment that does that, that brings us together, silly ways, fun ways, whatever ways, serious doesn't matter. So I guess in maybe one or two sentences, how would you? What would be, let's say, I don't know, a moniker, a mantra, whatever, for the Blue Man Group? I know it's hard to do.
Yeah, that's tough.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I mean, I
I
think
mean, a
I've,
description maybe, and I mean, it's you've done so well. It's hard to do in one
yeah,
sentence. I know, because I was trying
yeah,
to do it as I was writing it up. I go, well, I'll ask Adam.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just a group collaboration, a group communication exercise to collaborate with other beings. And the blue men themselves are not necessarily human, so they are just kind of other beings. And so it doesn't matter who is out there or who's what kind of person you are, or even if you're not a person. The blue men are just trying to connect beings and have a collaborative experience of joy.
Mm.
And that's all that the Blue Men are trying to do, and that's all we strive to do every time we go out there and perform for the audiences.
You just said it in one sentence, pretty much. I mean, you did
All
do
right.
it. You're like, I don't know if I could do. Yeah, you just did. I love that. I think this is going to be great. I'm really excited. All ages.
All
Um,
ages.
and I think you're absolutely right. I remember all every time I would see a commercial, like I got to see it, I got to see it. That they were not. You didn't know human, alien, man, woman, religion, color. It didn't matter. It was
Yeah,
almost like just a soul or something, communicating.
exactly.
That's kind of what I got from the commercials and
Yeah.
stuff. So I'm
That's
excited
exactly
about
what
it.
we hope that people get. And yeah, I think there's a lot of things that people that haven't seen Blue Man Group before don't really know or understand, and I think that's great, because coming into the show just kind of not knowing and willing to just kind of go with the flow is exactly what we try to create and what we're striving for. And anyone that's seen Blue Man Group before, this is a whole new experience as well. This is a brand new show, unlike the show in Boston and Chicago and all of those shows. If you've seen Blue Man before, you have not seen this version of the show. All new
Mm.
instruments, all new set, all new environment. It's a whole new experience. It's a lot of fun. It's super goofy. It's quirky and weird, and you'll at times be like, I don't know what's going on, and other times be laughing your face off. So please come and enjoy with us.
Definitely we will. Fabulous Fox. Again, all the dates will be on here. You'll see them, and get your tickets because I have a feeling you're going to sell out, and you're going to love the Fox. You're going to absolutely love it, and it'll
I
blow you
can't wait.
away.
I
Thank
can't
you
wait.
so much through all the technical difficulties I had.
Hey, we made it. We
We
made it
made
through.
it. Yay. That's what life's about. So
That's
live,
right.
and man, if we could just get everybody to live like the Blue Men do, wouldn't that be great?
That would be great. I would love
Me too.
it.
Thank you, Adam.
Thanks so much.